Hello viewers, MikeMoneyGMR here, and I am here today with Dark Cloud. And I know how in the last episode I said that we probably wouldn't be playing this game for a while, and then I came to the realization that that was stupid of me to say that, because let's be honest here. If I really did overpower my weapons to the level that it recommends for the end of the dungeon, that'd be kind of retarded. And so I was sitting here thinking about it for a while also leveling up my weapons a little bit, like I'll show you in a second. But I'm like sitting here and I'm like, okay, hold up. I mean, I could upgrade each and every one of these characters, you know, have their weapons upgraded, that's kind of giving it away right there. What I said I was going to show it off in a minute. But I could sit here and go over all that with you and be like, here's what I'm hoping to get my levels up to. But let me just go ahead and show you real fast what I ended up getting, and then I'll kind of explain to you why I stopped and just went ahead and came back in with more uploading of this for you guys instead. So I got the Macho Sword, and the characters that I used, actually I didn't really use Mike that much. I actually used Sid here and Trine Morning. Now as you can see, Sid's snail is up by only one level from the last time I used it. It didn't get very high, because I was just seeing what I could do with him while I was back in this area. And he does pretty good against the enemies, but he's not really the house, as you could say, some people would say, that many out of the other characters are. It's just like like I said before, he comes in so late game that it's really hard for you to get him up to a level that's required for the final battle in the game, and the final dungeons for that matter. Then there's Trine Morning. I got his level. I leveled up his weapon twice, and it's already up to attack level 72. And that's because when I was messing about with it, I went into one of the back rooms, you know, and I found two items that put up the attack. I think I found attack +2 and a topaz or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. You'll see from my missing gems from the last episode if you guys have better memory than I do, and you'll know which ones are missing and be like, oh, he used that one. Okay, I know what he did. Anyway, the only thing that's also different is his fire is now up to 55 on that as well, which is really good against enemies that are weak to fire. I did 100 and something damage, 2 swings on an enemy, like 100 each time on this one enemy that was weak to fire, and even more to another enemy. I took out one of those like pirate chariots in 3 hits, and so that was pretty impressive. Here's the other stats on the weapon. As you can see, I have almost every single you know, anti on it, but you know, there's still more to go on this. I love how almost every other one or so is like capitalized, except for these two. See, it's like anti-sky is capitalized, anti-beast is capitalized, dragon, undead, marine, rock, mage, and plant. But then mimic and metal is not. I wonder if that's a typo in the game or if they just decided not to do that. That's just so funny. Anyway, I didn't put any other attributes into the weapon. I probably should, but I just chose not to. Yeah, the attack got up to 72. I didn't put anything into endurance or speed. Not necessarily. Speed's already as good as great as it's gonna be, and you know, magic, which would really be helpful overall, because you know of the fact that his attributes would be stronger because of that. But you know, it's just whatever. As you can see, it still needs to be repaired because I used a lot of it. But since I'm running out of inventory space because I bought so many of these frickin' revival powders and stand-in powders because I was like dying so much, That's hurting me now, thanks to that. So what I was planning on doing today... Oops. I was planning on... Come on. I was planning on going back into the dungeon, like the final dungeon of the game, and just seeing if we could get a little bit further in these episodes that I do today. Because, I mean, really when you think about it, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, sure, I can die over and over and over again, but I mean, most of the enemies that you come in contact with throughout the area are really not that bad. What did we run into so far? Yeah, evil bats, dark flowers, living armors, curse dancers, Billy. That's all we've run into so far, and they're not that bad. Besides, we have the cool music of this place. And why I came here instead of just upgrading my, refilling my equipment everywhere else, is because you can do it from the Fairy King here, so there's no reason why not to do it here. Also, I got like 2,000 gold now, thanks to my exploration at the back rooms. If you're wondering where I went to get those level ups, I went to Shipwreck level 10 and with the flopping fish, and just got lucky on finding a bunch of mimics that dropped like a hell of a lot of gold. So I got really lucky there. If you want to try it yourself just to get a little bit extra levels before you come here, go ahead and try that. Now, unless the floor doesn't let me, I'm going to try using a lot more of Try and Morning and characters like him, because I know you think that the Atlamillier person, you know, would be the one who would be the savior and all that, but I mean, his weapon's just not going to cut it in the end. Those cursed dancers, they remind me of like the enemies that, not enemies, the characters we saw at the beginning who were summoning the Dark Genie, if you remember right. They kind of remind me of those guys. As you can see, I used to have a Dran's Feather in the last episode too, but I used it up so much that now it's gone. But that's okay, we still have extra ones. Because I know you guys don't want to see me running around at normal speed. We got living armor over there. Let's go halberd to halberd, see if we can do that. See, 101 damage. You are a boss, Try and Morning. Yeah, clock hands. But just remember, don't leave until you've found everything, because you know, you gotta get those memories. And at the same time, you also gotta make sure that you get your weapons leveled up. Now, to be honest with you guys, I could not imagine doing like a low level run of this game. That'd be just hard as shit. I'm sure people have done it though. I mean, could you imagine coming in here with like low level weapons and just doing like 5 damage to these enemies, having to have like a full inventory of frickin' you know, what the hell, like repair powder, you know? That'd be just really horrible. Could not imagine doing that. Yeah, like I said though, I could probably be doing more damage with my weapon if it wasn't for the fact that the magic on this weapon is so low. But to get magic points on it, you have to use special items that you find. You know, like those special gems, or you have to use the actual magic elemental stone things, or whatever they call them. Attachments, that's what they are. Yeah, they are called attachments. Got the minister. Let's go back to Trine Morning. Yeah, for once, it's Trine Morning that's going to be my go-to character instead of Lady Shura. Oh, whoop-de-flip. I'm freaking cursed. God forbid that I have to change from a badass weapon. I mean, curse, besides having to make you not change weapons, doesn't really seem to affect you that much. Look at that, even 93 damage to a damn mimic. There we go. Whew, boy. Since I've been playing this for just a few minutes, it's like starting to kind of take a toll on me already. Don't touch the clock hands. Yeah, just switch to save real quick so that we don't have to thirst me real quick. There we go. You know, not to see him as purple every time I come in, I'm gonna get rid of that curse. We also found some soap, which will be useful later. Nope. Alright. I love it how, like, it actually tells you by pausing the controls. If your controls lock up, that's how you know that, hey, this is going to be a regular treasure chest. I still think these recovery panels are the coolest thing in the world. So yeah, I hope you guys are happy that I decided to go through with this, because I know I am. And I know that's funny because usually I complain about how the repetitive this game can be. But really, when you think about it, that's not that big a deal when it all comes down to it. And my cat has come up here. Don't know why. Like I said, usually if the door's closed, she won't come up here, but she decided to this time. She's been kind of ignoring me lately. Now I'm not doing so hot. That's okay. There we are. No, you're stepping on the freaking controller. God. Where are you going anyway? She's just like wandering around my ears, if you're wondering. It's actually kind of adorable, but it's also scary because it makes me wonder what she's trying to get into. Been finding a lot of that lately. I mean, from looking at my attachments, you think I haven't, but... You know, I gotta be honest though. Compared to my original run of this game, like when I first played it with my family, I'm finding a lot less attachments than I've ever found in any of my playthroughs. I mean, I know that may not seem that bad, but to me it actually kind of is, because it's like weird. I mean, in my original playthrough, almost every single treasure chest you would open, it would have, you know, some form of attachment in it at some point. Or if not, it would have antidotes or something useless like that. I remember that when we first played as well, we could never afford repair powder in the first dungeon, and so we'd have to just rely on it somehow randomly showing up in the treasure chest. And so we'd be using like the very first weapon that you start out with, which was in the deck, you know, level it up as high as we could, instead of focusing on the other weapons, thinking that it would soon turn into something else. And of course it never does. Anyway, let's go ahead and get out of this floor. I think I'm going to be daring and go right onto the next floor. And worst case scenario, we die. For you, we'll take Lady Shura. As we just walk into the poison cloud. Oh, I changed her weapon, by the way. I changed her over to the Thorn Amulet. I actually did level up, I think, the Crystal Ring once, but the Thorn Amulet is just more powerful, so I'm going to stick to that. So yeah, for the most part, with these later dungeons, I'm actually surprised. I know I'm going to jinx myself saying this, but I'm actually surprised at how little I'm actually finding mimics. Because like on the first couple of floors, I know that they're usually supposed to be like a grace period. But even in like my own personal playthroughs, you would always have like a frick ton of mimics. Ah, there we go. There's the new guy. Rash Dasher. Basically, they're just like the charging guys from like the first dungeon that would run right towards you, try to swing the weapon at you, and then like run back. For the most part, if you're gonna take one with a melee user, you can just wait for them to stop running towards you, which can be a while. They don't really seem to be weak to fire. That's not a big whoop. I find it funny though, throughout the entire book, it tells you once you get, you know, Lady Shura here, it says use her throughout all the fights. And then you get, like the other characters. Hold on a second, this might be a good opportunity to do this. There we go. Yeah, that worked out amazingly. Alright. You kicked their ass, Try Morning. Dash towards me, or are you gonna dash in circles, you stupid idiot? Nice. See, I'm telling you, buddy, you're just like getting more and more powerful, despite what I thought. Why I gave up on that character in my personal playthrough. We mainly just stuck to using not melee, the ranged characters. Like, the only time we would ever change into you was when it was at one of these stupid gates. Since he's gonna come up to us. Prepare the weapon. So we don't actually break it while we're kicking his ass. So I love how they like go flying. Like their back like goes backwards like that when you hit him. It's just insane with that last hit. Cause you know that last hit's supposed to knock them a little bit away from you so that you got a chance to get your wind up your next hit. He almost backed me into a corner. Alright, rejuvenate ourselves there. We might have enough for the next memory, but I'm going to wait a little bit. Because remember, the only place you can check is while it's in the dungeon. Which I forgot all about that. I can't believe that. Sadly though, you don't get any gifts for your trouble, like you usually do. Prepare the weapon. Oh wow. What does it need? It needs no more fire, so that's good. On either one of them. But it does need lightning and ice. There we go. Holy fuck! Okay. We learned our lesson there. Let's just revive that poor guy. You know, get that famous try morning came around. I love that so much. I don't know why. It's just so funny. Heal him the rest of the way. So those guys one-shot you. I gotta keep that in mind. Can't believe I'm gonna finish him off with this, but can't be taking that chance. You gotta admit though, that was funny, viewers. He just like touches me, it looked like with his axe, and I'm dead. Fuck. Come on, you fucking living armor. Get your ass in the ground. There you go. Haha. Man, they drop a lot of money. Upgrade. I'm gonna run out of customizable crap soon. Okay, I need speed on the second one. Actually, hold on a second. I don't think I have it on this button. Let's see. Yes. If this is correct, if you do the bottom one here, that'll be the last upgrade you get for it. But if you do the top one, you'll get 2 out of it. You'll get this thing called the Terra Sword, and then it'll upgrade from there to the Babil's Spear. So it's up to you if you want to do that. Neither one of them is his really ultimate weapon. The Babil's B-A... No, it's like... what was it again? Hold on a second. I'm gonna just spell this out for you so you guys know how to pronounce it, because I can't pronounce it. It's B-A-B-E-L'(S), sphere, or spear, just in case you're wondering. We need endurance. What is this? Does this do everything? No, it doesn't attack. It's just that you only get one use out of it. That's why I'm afraid to use it. I don't have anti-dynamic, do I? Wait, how much of this did it need? I know I'm past my thing viewers, I'm just curious. Oh, just plants and mage. Remember, that doesn't go up on its own, and the rest of the stuff just goes up by 1 if you upgrade it without. Which will make it feel like you wasted it. I wish you could use whatever items you wanted to and it would somehow give you a like random thing from it, but now you have to use the attachments. If I remember right, they did do something like that with the sequel, but I'm not sure. I don't really remember. Like it wouldn't be as effective or something like that. I don't really remember that. So don't quote me on that. Whoa, hold on. Treasure chest logic. There we go. Oh, cool, the Dran's feather. After we bought 3 of them. I really should heal you up, but I don't want to. There we go. See? I just need an excuse. An excuse to waste more money later on. Thanks to assholes like this guy. Oh, I wish I could put the magic on this weapon so bad. Practically every floor right now has had a, back room location on it. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this episode here since we've killed every enemy on the floor. When I return, I will be outside. I'll be outside refilling our equipment, and we'll discuss what we're gonna do next. Till then, everyone.